This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, I'm Sabrina Brown. It's great to have you with us. Topping the news tonight, the two-day Regional Port Security Conference is winding down here on Grand Bahama. The challenges facing regional ports and the shipping industry were the focus of today's session. This morning, participants heard from a representative with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime. Joan Davis-Roll reports.
Some startling information revealed regarding the actual inspection of cargo being handled at multi-million-dollar transshipment terminals. According to an official from the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, Nicole Merrick, only 2% of the cargo entering some container ports around the world are actually inspected.
Looking at the cargo manifest and then physically going and opening the container. And if you talk to a customs official, in Antwerp, maybe he tells you that's even a high number. It's even less than that. So again, this is really the challenge. Less than 2% and a lot of opportunities for criminals to smuggle illegal goods.
Merrick told delegates of the drugs, weapons, and other contrabands the agency has detected since the start of the program in 2005.
We had 77 tons of cocaine. We had 55 tons of cannabis and a lot of precursor chemicals, yeah? And we had different precursor chemicals for the manufacturing of drugs, but also chemicals for making bombs.
The widening of the Panama Canal spells economic opportunity for Caribbean countries, but the lack of adequate national and regional transportation security infrastructure could prevent government from fully capitalizing on budding economic development prospects. The United Nations officer is calling for a greater level of cooperation and the formation of multilateral agreements with industry partners around the world.
What we would like to see is to improve the cooperation between these agencies. You have customs usually as the main agency, but then you have police. Some countries have a special narcotic force. You have immigration, you might have a wildlife agency or any other specialized agency. You have the port authority. So we would like to see these agencies to better cooperate together. Yesterday, some of the speakers mentioned the importance of interagency cooperation, right? So this is here the aim. The agencies have to release 2 or more officials, and then these officials will establish a new unit. And this new unit will just focus on identifying and inspecting high-risk containers.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
The Grand Bahama Power Company and the Commonwealth Electrical Workers Union signing a new collective bargaining agreement yesterday. The contract signing closed out more than 6 months of negotiations that the union says was contentious at times. Union leader Leslie Liborn says he is relieved that a new contract is now in place.
Excellent safety practices and procedures, training at its all-time high, salaries and benefits, and most of all, an excellent relationship between both parties. I would also like to thank our attorney, Mr. Kwesi Thompson, for an excellent job well done. I would like to thank Mr. Obi Ferguson, the President of the Trade Union Congress, the Honorable Minister, Mr. Shane Gibson, and the Honorable Minister, Mr. Fred Mitchell, for which all were instrumental in getting us to this point.
The union is now calling on members and employees in general to reaffirm their commitment and give their best to the company to ensure that it remains a leading private sector company in the country.
Our work ethics, safety practices, and servitude to all of our customers must be at a level that none can compare. Lastly, we, the Commonwealth Electrical Workers Union, express our sincere appreciation to our CEO, Ms. Sarah McDonald, for ensuring continued safety and training on the job, and most of all, giving young and vibrant Bahamians a new career path and a start of a new life in this power industry.
The Grand Bahama Power Company issuing a statement yesterday, noting that one of its guiding principles is a relationship built on mutual trust and respect. The company says the respectful and pleasant way that the negotiations were conducted attests to the environment that the power company seeks to foster with its union partners. Management says the power company is looking forward to a continued productive relationship with the union as they work together to fulfill the goals and objectives for an improved Grand Bahama Power Company. The Grand Bahama Medical and Dental Association hosting its 13th annual medical conference. A cadre of local and international doctors are expected to take part in the two-day scientific forum, which will address a myriad of health topics. Shashina Roll reports on the opening session.
The aim of the Grand Bahama Medical and Dental Conference is to upgrade, update, and educate. On Thursday morning, medical professionals locally and internationally gathered for the opening of the 13th Annual Medical and Dental Conference. Vice President of the association, Dr. Catherine Adderley, says this year's theme is rejuvenation, restoring the whole man.
We are all aware of the economic and social challenges that our community and indeed the world have faced over the past few years. Particularly in Grand Bahama, we've been feeling the pinch, but I know that things are improving. But one of the often underestimated side effects of these difficult times is the additional toll that is taken on the health and well-being of our people. Notably, in the public sector, where I practice, we have seen an increased use of our services by the medically indigent, including the unemployed, the uninsured, and our aging population.
Guest speaker for the event, Leon Williams of Williams Consulting, told those in attendance that rejuvenation must be done through new methodology.
The whole idea, I was trying to look at a rejuvenation from 33,000 because I know they'll be delineating in various topics and stuff throughout the course of this week. And so I wanted to give a preview. You know, you can't talk about rejuvenation in terms of the economy of Freeport if we're going to use the same old methodology that got us into the problems. You know, once a brain has been stretched to a new dimension, you can't return.
The second part of the annual observance is recognizing outstanding physicians. This year's honorees are two unsung heroes in the Grand Bahama community.
The reason we chose Dr. Cadilla and Dr. Charity this year is because they are, as I like to call them, our unsung heroes. They are two quiet, dedicated, hard-working physicians who serve the public and the private sector for more than 20 years now, and they continue to do so.
I was really surprised because, you know, I never thought people like me will be chosen as one. But I'm really honored and pleased.
It's an honor. It's a privilege. I'm pretty much excited. And years gone by, I have been the person organizing, honoring physicians. So it's been a surprise.
A banquet will be held in honor of the two physicians this coming Saturday. Shashina Roll, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition continues right after this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Dolly Madison, Freeport's original home center.